everyone, so welcome to my channel. Today I'm in the Lake District in the north of England, and it doesn't look like it, but there's pretty good weather forecast today. And behind me is Brothers Water with High Hartsop Dodd just poking up in the middle there. I'm going up Angletarn Pikes, Crags, Dodd and The Nab, and then back down to Hartsop. So today's walk was just over 12 miles, taking in 4 different fells, and we're going to start off at the campsite at Sykeside, walking along Brothers Water, through Hartsop, and then slowly up the fell side towards Patterdale House. And then it's up to Angletarn Pikes itself, and then down onto Angletarn to take in the lovely views and the beautiful scenery, and then it's up to Crags, and then over to Dodd. And then it was time for lunch, so I went down to the Nab and sat and had my lunch on Nab End, and then making our way back up towards Dodd, and then dipping down through the valley just underneath Crags, down in the direction of Hartsop, before having a well-deserved pint down at the Brothers Water Inn to finish the day off nicely. Yeah, so I just started walking from a path from just kind of next to Sykeside that goes along the Kirkstone Pass, just down towards Hartsop. Really nice little path alongside Brothers Water. And so now I've left the Kirkstone Pass and I've headed towards Hartsop itself, and now I'm making my way up to Patterdale House. Which is, if I flip the camera around, it's somewhere up there. But yeah, it did start raining a little bit, sort of spitting, which was not in the forecast. So we'll see how we get on, but it is the Lake District after all. It said it was pretty much, I'd say 90% sunshine and a few clouds, with a little bit of like a 10% chance of rain later on, and I've already got a bit of rain. So yeah, anyway, onwards. That's what we like to see. I got here last night. I live in Sheffield, so I drove up. I knocked off work a few hours early and drove up, got here about 6 o'clock to the blistering Cumbrian sunshine, and it was really hot. So here is the first uphill. So here we go. This is it. This is the path up to Patterdale House, or Patterdale Halls, or Patterdale Howes. I don't know how you say it. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. So yeah, I should probably give a little bit more of an introduction to what the hell I'm actually doing. Yeah, good. I tried recording this about a minute ago, but I was going slightly uphill, so I was completely out of breath, and I still am a bit. But yeah, so you joined me on my Wainwrights Journey. So I'm up to, I think this is Angletarn Pikes, the first one today. This will be my 81st or 82nd one out of the 214. First came to Lake District in maybe 2007, 2008, something like that, maybe a bit before. So I've been 2026 now, so I've been coming here for pretty much 20 years. And I didn't initially start off with ticking the Wainwrights off. That kind of came a bit later on, as as we did more and more walks with my family. Started being kind of switched on to the Wainwright thing, and then realised actually I've already done quite a few. Why not catch them all? But yeah, then you slowly realise it's actually quite a big undertaking. So to anyone that's completed all of the 214 Wainwrights, fair play. Because you can hear me now, I'm puffed out and I'm barely beginning. So this is Patterdale House, a whole network of paths going to all different places. It's not quite 7 dials, I've counted it, it's about 6, so 6 dials it could be known as. Yeah, that's going up to Placefell, which we did, I did it a few years ago. That's a cracker of a fell, and then we're going to be going somewhere kind of through there. You can't really see Angletarn Pikes at the minute, but somewhere up there. Anyway, time for a nice first proper break of the day, and I am about an hour and 5 in 2.6 miles, and it's 10:24 AM, so I've got plenty of time. So yeah, we are taking joining the coast to coast path for a little bit up to Angletarn from Patterdale House. Then I think we're gonna sort of make a little detour off it to go up Angletarn Pikes. I've just had my first little break, a little banana, a bit of water, de-layer, and I feel much better. So Helvellyn's in the sunshine. So yeah, you can see Striding Edge, kind of, I think. And basically the bit that's in sun is the Helvellyn range, and that little peak is Cam. There you go. The sun is out. I bloody knew it would. Well, I didn't know, the weather forecast said it would. I didn't. Yeah, so we're making our way up to Angletarn Pikes now, which is that just up there, I think, part of it. According to the book, there is 2 ways up from this bit, so I'm going to take the slightly newer path, which is too good to miss, apparently. So that long ridge on the skyline is all part of the High Street range, and it's absolutely massive, and it goes on for a full 18 miles from start to finish, from Yoke all the way up to Lodepot Hill at its start and end point. So just to the right of the south top of Angletarn Pikes, we've got Crags, which is where I'm going to be in a minute, with Brothers Water on the right, and then looking over to the Fairfield Fells, Little Hart Crag, Dove Crag, Hart Crag and Fairfield itself. Absolutely stunning. I feel like I'm on my way to the bloody seaside. Oh, beautiful. Even sounds a bit like it. It feels like we're a long way from the coast right now, but not when you're at Angletarn. Absolutely stunning. I probably say this at every mountain tarn I visit, but this is the most beautiful one I've seen, especially in the sunshine, with the sun glistening off the surface. The big man himself liked it. It says in the book, it's one of the most distinctive of Lakeland tarns, with its 5 bays, 2 islands and a narrow peninsula. So we're going to head to Crags next, which is one of those humps there, I guess the higher hump. So Crags, and then over to Dodd, which I think is up there. and the Nab, it will be behind that as well. One of those Lake District viewpoints that look like a painting. So you've got the Fairfield group on the left with the magnificent St Sunday Crag on the right. It definitely is hot now. So I'm almost at the top of Rock Crags. Had to go slightly off-piste, which I don't always love doing, but there's sort of some indistinct paths that I followed, the ones that sort of come and go and disappear, and then you find them again. And found number 2, Rock Crags. So yeah, it's a bloody good spot up here. So you can see, going from left to right, you can see Hayeswater, which is the little tarn in the middle there, with High Street range above it. Grey Crag, this big pyramid thing there, we did that a few years ago. And then Thornthwaite Crag up there somewhere. This is Hartsop Dodd. So yeah, the way ahead lies ahead. Yeah, so that is Rest Dodd up there. So I was following this old broken wall. There's a path alongside it, and then through it again, and there's following another wall. So easy enough to follow. And then the Nab, which will be the 4th fell, the last fell of the day, is beyond that. Just got chatting to a guy on top of Rock Crags just now, and you know, as is customary, you say how nice the weather is and how nice the view is. And we got chatting, and turns out he's from Sheffield as well. So it's a small world. He grew up on a street near where I live, so there you go. Very, very small world. Sticking to proper paths now, that's more like it. I don't actually know what happened on when we were going up Rock Crags from Angletarn. It looked like it was meant to be a pretty stable and steady route, the path, sorry, but it's not the case. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's much better to be on a proper path, I think. Sometimes going off piste can be fun, but the path isn't necessarily graded that well. Oh, there we go, big jump. So we're 5.9 miles in, 2 hours 43. I realise I keep pausing my watch when I'm having a break, and then forgetting to restart it again, which obviously does not matter. There are way more important things in the world to be getting worried about, but just, you know, when you just want your route after to look perfect. It's definitely got to be one of the most underrated areas for walking in the Lake District, Far Eastern Fells. This is just seems like it's just a good few big rounds of fells you can do. This that we're looking at is in the middle is Hayeswater. A walk we did a few years ago, I think probably last time we stayed at the Sykeside campsite. You kind of see that is all a big group of fells. So going up here to, I think that's the Knot, and then onto High Street, Thornthwaite Crag, Grey Crag, and then down the nose back to Hayeswater and back down to Hartsop. And that big ring of fells, that's 10 miles. It doesn't bloody look it. Oh, do you ever get so tired out that everything just goes pink? Pink knees, pink hands. Rest Dodd Summit video take 2. There we go, fell number 3 of the day, and this is fell number 83 in my Wainwrights Journey. We did it. I am tired now, but I think a little bit of lunch, have a bit of coffee, gather my thoughts, get my breath back, and then on to the next little next bit. So it's the moment you've all been waiting for, and I know you've all been thinking, oh, what's he going to have for lunch, I wonder? Well, here we go. Ginster's pasty, because, well, got to be done. I'm from the southwest, so always got to have a pasty. I know it says enjoy me hot on there, but you know what? Tough. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna eat it cold. I am allowed to eat it cold. It is okay to do that. What else have we got? An apple, a what's it called? A pan au chocolate. Completely forgotten. Absolutely wonderful satsuma. One of the greatest things known to man. And coffee. And on the subject of satsumas, I watched a really funny video the other day of Joe Wilkinson with the singer of Wet Leg, weirdly, really weird combination. And Joe Wilkinson was talking about a party trick that he had back in the day where he could swallow a satsuma whole and the muscles in his throat would kind of clench together and sort of squeeze the satsuma into juices and then he could swallow it. I'm not going to try that now, don't worry. Choke to death on the top of Rest Dodd. That's an interesting one for mountain rescue, isn't it? What was he doing? Oh, he was trying to swallow a satsuma whole because he saw that Joe Wilkinson did it. So the Nab is a 2.5 mile detour when you're up on Rest Dodd, and I'm going to be honest, I hope it's worth it. But it's a lovely day, and why the hell not? It's one of those that if I didn't do it now, I think I'd really regret not doing it because it's pretty isolated. This is really the only recommended way to get to the Nab because it's on it's called the Martindale Deer Forest. So I guess it's technically private land, but they've allowed public access along the top of it. So it's pretty isolated. It's a bit of an odd one out. It looks cool, but so yeah, that is why I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty far, man. Yeah, 2.5 mile detour, so it's a 1.25 mile out and back. So I've got to come literally back up this way, back up onto Rest Dodd, and then the journey home. I've got to go back up that in a minute. So we made it. This is fell number 4 of the day, the Nab, and yeah, I'm tired, but yeah, it's been good, and the weather's been great actually. I can't believe it started bloody raining earlier, and it nearly worried me actually. I thought, oh no, is this going to be one of those classic Lake District walks where it just bloody drizzles all day long? But it hasn't been. It's been lovely. It's been absolutely brilliant. But yeah, so this is the Nab, and hard work to get here, to be honest with you, but yeah, it's been good. Yeah, this is fell number, so yeah, 4 of the day. 1, 2, 3, 85. I think it's number 85. I need to double check that. This is one of those fells that I've known about for a while, and you know, you kind of hear these things about it, saying now it's a bit, it's out on a limb, and it's a bit not difficult to get to, but it's one of those sort of slightly trickier, strange ones. But it's great. There's no one else up here, and the views are cracking actually. I think it's underrated. I really do. Yeah, behind me, you won't be able to see it on this, but somewhere in there you can actually see Scafell Pike in between the kind of Fairfield fells. But yeah, I'm gonna rest here for a minute, and then well, I say actually for a minute, I've already been up here for about 20 minutes. This is the start of the journey home, I guess. I'm going to head through there but I don't think I'm going to go back up to wherever I've just been, Rest Dodd. I'm not going to go back up to Rest Dodd, up the nose that you can see. I chatted to some guys that were coming down from here, and they said that long wall that you can see that kind of cuts the fell in half, there's a little path that goes along that up into a tiny little hole in the wall that you can just about make out from here. The bloody size of High Street is so long. It goes on and on. You can't even see the end of it from here. All the way along here. I think the summit of High Street is out of view, but it just goes on and on and on. And you can see it from a lot of places in the Lake District. It's a massive feature of the landscape, just a big wall of rock. Well, it's more than that, but that sort of undermines it a bit, doesn't it? That undersells it massively, just a wall of rock. It's much more than that. Yeah, one for the Roman fans out there. High Street is apparently an old Roman road, which I know I've literally just shown you this, but it would make sense, wouldn't it? Just a really, really, really long road, and that's probably where it gets its name, High Street, from. Makes sense, maybe. So if you've done the Nab and then you've got to get back towards this direction and you don't want to go back up Rest Dodd, there is, you can see this path over there, should be able to see it anyway. You see some people just literally going where I'm going to go. There's a little hole in the wall and you follow the wall along on the other side of the other side of the wall from this side, then follow it up to the top, and that should take you in a direction of Satura Crag. And then from there we can link it up with another path going back down to Hartsop, which I'll be honest feels a bloody million miles away at the minute, but this is good. And I can't stop thinking about, I'm back at the tent, I've got 2 cans of Theakston's Best Bitter. That's all I've been thinking about for the last 15-20 minutes. So I've just been chatting with a coast to coaster who they're a little bit off their path. So I helped them get back to where they needed to be. I think I helped them back to where they needed to be. Now, I'm 99% sure they're on the right track now. But yeah, so now I've realised I was helping them. I've got to help myself. I've got to figure out where bloody hell I'm going. So it's not completely clear, to be completely honest, but yeah, I'm sort of heading back down this way in the direction of Hazewater, which is through there, Grey Crag, which is there, and my path down to Hartsop, the sort of via the old filter house, should be somewhere beyond this dip. So we'll see. So as I was saying, I helped a coast to coaster get on the right track, and I think I got a bit distracted trying to help them, that I must have missed one of my turnings. It wasn't very clear up there. I thought my turning off would be a little bit clearer, but I can actually see now where I was meant to go. I was meant to just kind of dip down there somewhere and then cross the back onto this long obvious path coming down the kind of, you know, one of the sort of base of Grey Crag, which is that big thing right there, big cone. My path goes down here. It's fairly clear, but it's not that obvious exactly where it is on the map, but I do know where I am. It's one of those situations where I know where I am. I'm not lost, I know roughly where I am, but I'm not exactly where I wanted to be. One of those kind of situations. yeah, so that the path didn't go where I thought it would go, but this is pretty beautiful where I am, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I made it into Hartsop, and it was actually a really nice footpath in the end. I wasn't sure at first, wasn't sure where it would be going, but I managed to find exactly where it was, and yeah, it took me back into Hartsop. It took me into Hartsop, and I'm just following a path now back to Brothers Water, which you can see there. And yeah, it's been a hell of a day actually. I've been on the go for 6 hours 19 minutes, 11.6 miles, and it's just 4:35. Yeah, it's been a great day. It's been a long day, but no, it's been cool. Yeah, I've loved every minute of it. I'm gonna see if I can get a pint at the Brothers Water Inn, and then that's probably me done. Boy, am I glad to see that Brothers Water in all its glory. Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there. Hardly seen any people as well. Like all day, I must only have chatted to maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 people. So it's, if you want solitude, come to the Far Eastern Fells. It's, you know, it's a Sunday, it's a weekend. It's not like it's a midweek or anything. So yeah, what a gem. Well, I am absolutely cream crackered now, I'll be honest. I've had a bit of time to chill, had a pint at the Brothers Water Inn, which was lovely. Pint of Kirkstone Gold, I think. Yeah, that went down very well. Yeah, I was showered, clean. I've just been chilling out. I've had some food. I'm having a pint of Theakston's Best because I said I would. So a few stats for the statos out there. So it was 12.25 miles, and I was going for 6 hours and 36 minutes. It was a long day. I thought it would take me more than that, to be honest. I thought it would take about 8 hours. And mileage wise, I thought it would probably be closer to kind of 13, maybe a little bit over. Yeah, a few final notes before I go. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully there'll be more of these kind of videos. I've enjoyed doing it. It's been fun. Yeah, I was a little bit baffled at the towards the end of the walk when I was trying to get back down to Hartsop, coming off Rest Crag. Yeah, that was a bit confusing, but it actually turned out to be a really, really nice path down into the village that I wouldn't have known about otherwise. Would never have stumbled across that. And I wasn't trespassing, they were actual footpaths. But that was nice, but I think I figured out where I went wrong, and it was just when I was helping out a coaster. I think I was too bothered about helping them on their long journey than I was on my short journey. So I missed my turning to get down to Hayeswater and join the main path that way. It doesn't really matter anyway. I made my way down, and I did cheat a little bit. I used my Strava app on the sort of GPS setting just to double check. I knew exactly where I was, and that was a big help. But yeah, it was a belter. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything more to add really. So I'll see you next time.